Hey, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Typical old dude here. This is kind of a short recap of the 2023 deer hunting season in Alabama with my two daughters, Cameron and Jordan. On this first day, I went with Jordan, and we found us a nice little shooting house overlooking a nice green field, and the conditions were just right. The only thing we saw on this afternoon was a beautiful sunset. We were going to hunt the next morning, but we both overslept and missed the alarm clock. So we waited till the afternoon hunt and headed out to a shooting house overlooking a different patch.
So we're back out here at a different spot this afternoon. Oh, it changed. So we're out here at a different spot this afternoon. This is a beautiful little green field. You can see. This last time I'm doing, we're just gonna let it go. We're out here at this. You gotta stop. Okay, so we're out here at this different little green field this afternoon. You could see when we were walking in, it was a beautiful walk in. And you gotta quit laughing. She says I say aw too much, which is probably right. But anyway, I'm going to work on that in the future. So anyway, we're out here and the weather's beautiful. There's a lot of... Forget it.
We had these does come out on the patch, so I had Jordan pull the gun up and get them in the sights just for practice. We had thought about taking one of those does, but they never did get lined up just right. We thought we might just hang out till dark, wait on a buck, and see what happened. But that buck never came out, so we just called this a learning experience.
Okay, so that was quite an eventful afternoon of hunting. Man, we learned a lot, had a lot of fun out there, and Jordan here, she learned a whole lot about hunting. There were several things that we learned, and mainly it was patience. She could have shot the first deer that came out, but that deer had a little one with it, and glad we didn't do that. So we let those meander around out there around the feeder. And a little while later, the other three came out, and she had a chance to take one of those deer, but they were kind of lined up where if she shot one, it might go through one and then hit another and wound one. So she was patient, and she waited and waited. And then the deer, I guess they became aware that we were in that shooting house. And one was watching us. At least one was watching that shooting house the whole time. And we finally got the gun out the window on the deer. She got to aim at the deer, But I knew as soon as we clicked that safety off that gun, we were so close that they'd probably hear us. So we waited and waited, and unfortunately, the deer saw us and bolted. But that's hunting, and she learned a whole lot about hunting today. She got the scope on the deer, got to keep it in the crosshairs, and practice that. And so we had a good time. The weather was beautiful. We're going to go back and try it again in the morning. But tonight, we have a replay on the steaks. We cooked some steaks. You just saw that we out there on the grill that we cooked. I also made some rice and beans. Look at that. Woo! And got us some Arizona tea.
Yep, we've almost drinking like the whole thing.
We drank this Arizona tea constantly. Okay, y'all, so this is the next day of hunting. Daughter number 1, Jordan, has gone home. Now I got Cameron with me. So we're going to try it again. Maybe we didn't scare off all the deer. It's been a couple of days in between, so we'll see what happens. And hopefully we can get down here and they'll come out again. There was a big buck on the camera yesterday morning at about 5 o'clock. So they're not scared. They'll make a mistake eventually. Hopefully it'll be today. Let's go. So the beautiful thing about not killing deer is you get to go eat Mexican food at night. Here's my old buddy Rob, high school buddy of mine. We've hunted together quite a while, and he's taught me nothing. And there's Cameron. We didn't see anything today, but we're having some chips and salsa. Everybody's happy. No deer to claim. There's a buck. There's a buck. There's a buck on the feeder. There's a buck right there, a big one. Don't move. You're terrible. Your glasses are so fogged up you can't see anything.
Later in the day, we eased down into the woods to another little stand that I had at the corner of some pines and a swamp bottom. We hadn't been set up very long before we saw doe come walking through the woods and head down towards the feeder. A few minutes later, another one joined her. Cameron could have taken one of these does, but she decided not to. It was their lucky day because she is a really good shot and hasn't ever missed a deer.
We get a good wind here today in this box. It doesn't really matter that much in a box, but it always helps. But the wind's blowing in our face. Cameron, how do you feel about this situation?
I feel like we're in a pretty promising situation. And I think we're going to get a deer.
I think so too.
last time I was here, about 30 hens came out onto the patch.
These two gobblers fed around on the patch much of the afternoon. Cameron was asleep because she didn't get enough sleep the night before. She's normally alert if she's not sleeping.
Okay, so we're back at it again. It's supposed to be really cold tonight. I think the wind chill factor tonight is supposed to be down around 9 degrees, so we're kind of bundled up. Got old Jordo with me here again. She's our deer slayer in the family so far this year.
Carrie and the family, what can I say?
Yep, so she's putting the meat in the freezer, so we're gonna go back down here. I think this is the same spot where she killed the other the deer before in the previous video. Alright, it is the next to the last day of deer season. I got old Jordo here with me, so we're going to try to get her second deer of the year. And it's hot for February. I think it's about 65 to 70 degrees. We do have 70 degrees, so we got a good wind. And got a beautiful place here to hunt today.
Since it was the last day of the season, we decided to go ahead and harvest this doe.
Alright, we got us a deer down out there. That looks like a really good doe. Good shot, Jordan.
Thank you.
Alright, y'all. We finally got us a deer. This is number 2 for the season. Jordan is doing really well. Here she is with her doe. Pretty good sized doe there.
I've had this Marlin 3030 since I was 14 or 15 years old. It has always been my favorite rifle. Dependable, accurate, and plenty of knockdown power. It has proved itself again.
Good job.
Thank you.
So here's the leftover pieces of meat. That's actually really good meat. I did leave some of the silver skin on there, but for sausage, that's okay. So I'm going to use about a third of this pack in there because it's not a whole lot. Right mixture, we'll see. Okay, so we're going to put this. Here's the mixture of the bacon. Okay, so here's the first batch. This goes through the coarse grinder. Then you take the coarse grinder off and put this finer grind on here. And that makes the meat a little bit finer. It's a finer grinder.
Now it's my favorite part. Let's do some sampling before the kids get home. So the next thing you want to do is sample this sausage. It's got a really good consistency. As you can see, it's sticking together well. So that looks like that's right on spot. But I always like to test a little bit and make sure it's good. If it needs a little bit more seasoning, I'll add some in now. Just remember, you can always add some, but you can't take it away, so don't put too much. Okay, so here's the finished product. There's the sausage. It's cooked all the way through. Well done. And let's take a bite of it and see what it tastes like. That's spot on. Probably going to go back and add a little bit of crushed red pepper to that. Make it a little bit of spicy, but that's going to be just right. So there's your recipe. You can't beat it. Get you a biscuit, some jelly, figs, whatever you want, and that's guaranteed to work right there. Thank you guys for watching this video, and it was a good time, but be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and thank you again for watching. See you next time.